All right, everyone. So we have about 15 minutes until Senator Elizabeth Warren's campaign event in Iowa kicks off. Like I said, they all have different names, like town hall, meet and greet, roundtable discussions, you know the like. But again, my name is Pilar Arias. I would like to wish you a happy Thursday. I'm just getting the camera set and making sure that my hair is a-okay before I get on camera, because I feel so bad. Every time I get on camera, especially before Fox 10 Extra News at 7, and I'm like fixing my hair, you all are like, what are you doing? Hi. My name is Pilar Arias. Can you believe it? We are almost to the weekend already. All you News Nowers out there, please, please, please let us know on the stream. What are your plans? Are you doing anything fun, anything exciting? Let us know. A lot of people already in back to school mode, and that's what this first top story I have for you is about, as to how there is an increase in non-medical vaccination exemptions. So what does that mean? That means you're saying, hey, I have an exemption for my students. They are not going to get their vaccinations. Here's why. These are non-medical. There's an increase. Let's get the details.
It's back to school time. But before your kid heads for the bus, classroom, or playground, there's one question left to answer.
Okay.
To vaccinate?
You have, the freedom of choice.
Or not to vaccinate?
If you got less kids that are vaccinated, obviously, if you have the disease that goes through that school, then it's going to, be transmitted easily through student to student.
According to the Utah Department of Health, many Beehive State parents are continuing to choose the latter.
And I think we're reaching a point where the public is seeing that now that we've reached a higher exemption rate, we're starting to see outbreaks.
In fact, if you break it down, we've seen a steady increase in non-medical exemptions from vaccinations over the last 3 years.
Non-medical exemptions are personal and religious.
Most recently, 5.07% for district schools and 9.25% for charter schools.
I don't know what is going to fix that.
That means all of these diseases,
the measles, mumps, and rubella. We got varicella. We got Tdap, tetanus, diphtheria, pertussis.
Could be making a comeback.
We don't see childhood diseases like we used to. If you don't see it anymore, then you don't think they exist. The reason they don't exist is because of childhood vaccinations.
Now, the Department of Health is left trying to find a solution.
We've got to find out why, and then we need to message those correct information out to the parents so that they know that when they get a vaccine, it's safe and that they're protecting their children.
The Department of Health says the next step in addressing this is to find out what exactly is causing that vaccine hesitancy in parents. In Salt Lake City, Elle Thomas, Fox 13 News, Utah.
All right, Elle Thomas there, directly north of Phoenix, Arizona, which we're taking a live look at now. Our South Mountain Tower cam shaking just a little bit, and the Chase Field roof is closed. Matter of fact, any MLB fans out there, Major League Baseball, any Diamondbacks fans out there, I'm going to check their schedule, see the next time they're playing. Looks like it's tomorrow versus the Dodgers, but is it home or away? Let's see here. I know. Oh, the internet puts anything at our fingertips, right? So easy. Okay, so August 9th at the Dodgers. So they are in Los Angeles. So tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, they're out of town, and then they're going to stay away from the Valley, and they're going to head to Colorado to play the Rockies. They will not be back until Thursday, the 15th, when they play the San Francisco Giants. And it looks like there's going to be a giveaway that day. Let's see. It's going to be... Actually, it says there's a special event ticket package. So let me see what it is here. I'm alerting you guys to all the goodies in regards to the Diamondbacks. All right, so it looks like it's Construction Industry Days at Chase Field there. The next time the Diamondbacks are playing in town, August 15th. So no wonder they've got the roof closed there at Chase Field. They're keeping it nice and cool inside. All right, well, obviously there's lots of people out there who've looked for jobs, whether it was your first job or unfortunately you got laid off and you had to find another job, or you just wanted to make a career change. So this dad in North Carolina came up with a unique way to try to get the word out, not just that he was looking for a job, but his qualifications and skills.
As people drove to work.
Thank you, I appreciate it. All right, appreciate it.
Michael Bridges was looking for work.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I thought that I would have to do this point, but I had to put my pride down. Like I said, I have 2 kids, so I put my pride to the side, and I'm out here today.
The 28-year-old husband and father of 2 was laid off in June. This former HR manager hopes someone will hire him.
I did what America wanted me to do. I went to school, I got my bachelor's, I got my master's, and I never thought it would be come out here and come struggle to find a job. Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you.
With resumes in hand and a homemade sign, he hustled, making the most of every red light.
In business. I appreciate you.
The HR department after me.
Oh, really? Thank you. I appreciate it. I see a lot of people that laugh, of course, but I also see a lot of people that give me thumbs up, telling me this is a different way of doing things, and they also appreciate my determination. And I appreciate them for sharing it on Facebook, sharing it on Twitter, sharing it on the news. I really appreciate everybody.
Some drivers even offering Michael money.
I'm not asking for a handout, I'm not asking for money, I'm just asking for opportunity. Share it on Facebook.
He gave a resume to anyone who would take a copy.
I just need a job. Yeah, I just need a job, man. The garbage man that drove by, and I told him that I wasn't too good to take that job. That I just needed to get on the payroll. I'll look it up. All right, appreciate you. This is a humbling experience.
Because all he wants is a chance.
Somebody sees me, I just need one person to just give me a chance. That's all I'm asking for.
Wow, everybody, that man has his bachelor's and his master's in business administration. That's what MBA stands for, right? And utilizing rush hour traffic. Speaking of traffic, this is an Arizona Department of Transportation camera, ADOT for short, at the I-17 at Bethany Home. Traffic running pretty smoothly in both directions, north and southbound, but there is traffic on the highway there, so stay safe, please. Buckle up, pay attention when you're hitting our roadways here in the valley, across the state, across the U.S., pretty much anywhere. You always want to be safe on our roads to protect yourself and others. That story got a lot of you talking on the YouTube chat. Okay, 376 of you hanging on strong with me right here on News Now. This next top story I have for you, we're going to head to New York City, where it appears that they've extended a cap for new rideshare vehicles. Let's get the details.
The city is keeping the brakes on new licenses for private Uber and Lyft drivers, extending a cap that they hope eases up congestion on these busy Manhattan streets.
This is my primary source of income, and this is my only job that I have right now. I rely on this 100%.
Aziz Ba, though, disagrees. Ba spends most days working 14-hour shifts in his private SUV for Uber and Lyft.
In order to make the money, really, you gotta spend a lot of time on the road.
But Ba and thousands of other for-hire vehicles licensed by those app-based companies aren't happy with the TLC's decision to extend the cap on no licenses for another 12 months.
Creating this cap, gonna hurt me a lot because I don't know what the future holds.
The city council voted last year for that cap, but drivers say the rush decision Wednesday singles them out for congestion, even though there are plenty of other factors.
Delivery companies that are double parking everywhere, people with personal cars that are just coming in for leisure, they are part of the congestion.
In a statement, Uber says they worry about their drivers earning a living, while Lyft says this decision is shrinking New Yorkers' access to affordable and reliable transportation. The New York Taxi Workers Alliance hailed the decision a win, saying, quote, "Now we can move on and win a raise for all drivers through one minimum meter rate across the industry." And that vote today attempting to cut down on something called deadheading, which is the amount of time drivers spend without passengers in their vehicles below Manhattan's 96th Street. That number expected to go from 41 to 31% by next August. We're on the Upper East Side. Richard Giacobas, Fox 5 News.
All right, Richard, thanks so much for that update there. When you think about ride sharing, not necessarily the technology, but the process itself, getting in somebody else's vehicle to get a ride instead of taking a taxi cab or taking public transportation, it's still relatively new, right? So, of course, cities across the U.S. are still making regulations, legislation in terms to ride sharing to keep both the drivers and the passengers safe, which is good news there that they are keeping an eye on things and just making sure everything runs smoothly. So, this next top story I have for you right here in Phoenix, Arizona, our very own Justin Lum. At least I believe I've got this story for you. The system right now is kind of telling me, hey, I don't want to play this right now, so I'm hoping it works. I'm hoping, everybody. I'm hoping. Oh, I might have to have that for you next. So meanwhile, this next top story I have for you, Tracy Carrasco is here from Fox Business Network with some business briefs.
Pizza Hut is planning to close hundreds of restaurants as it shifts its focus to delivery and fast casual dining. The restaurant's parent company, Yum Brands, sees the move away from dine-in restaurants as a way to drive more sales. Pizza Hut recently tested a digital ordering system that lets customers order and pick up food without talking to a single person. If you wanted to plan a trip to Europe, now may be a good time. JetBlue is adding Europe to its destinations. The airline CEO says the flights from the U.S. will begin in 2021 and told Fox Business fares will be dramatically lower. And after nearly 50 years in business, Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen is rolling out its first chicken sandwich. Look for the item on Popeyes menus across the country starting on Monday. Popeyes says this is its biggest launch since 1989. For more, log on to foxbusiness.com. In New York, I'm Tracy Carrasco.
Hey Tracy, I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty sure that I've been seeing those chicken sandwiches commercials for Popeyes for quite some time now, and to hear that they're barely rolling them out, I'm like, wow, that was a long time of marketing to try to get the word out that they were going to launch a chicken sandwich. They've got to compete though with Chick-fil-A, Church's, KFC, so many options to get your chicken fix. I think there's other companies here in Phoenix too, like PDX, and then there's other options. You've got Lolo's Chicken and Waffles. Chicken is a thing. People seem to love it. Let's see if you're a chicken fan out there by showing some sort of chicken emoji on the stream. Speaking of emojis, any golfers out there, doesn't matter if you're great or you just like to do it for fun. The reason I'm asking is because our very own Justin Lum here at Fox 10 Phoenix has this final top story for you in regards to some golfers getting stung by some bees on the course. I have never been stung by a bee. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, that it never happens.
It's back to school time, but before your
What began as a peaceful morning on the golf course ended with 2 men in the hospital.
They were pulling up for their second shot, and I wasn't quite with them. They come up and said, call 911.
Witnesses say out of nowhere, a swarm of bees didn't let up on 2 golfers near the 6th hole, stinging them in the face, ears, and legs.
Oh yeah, probably 100 times.
And somehow they hit a beehive out there, and one of our older guys, they just were all over him. The other guy pulled him out of there. His face was just covered with bee stings.
Gary Wolf says one of the men stung is about 80 years old.
He had 20 or 30 on his ear.
Fire officials say the men are stable and medics took them to the hospital for precautionary reasons. The golf course staff brought in a private beekeeper to properly remove the bees. Witnesses say the bees did major damage.
His club and his hat's still out there, and the hat's just coated with stingers sitting in it.